What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to tdphinstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. As always, let your friends and family members know about the channel. We are live here on Sunday night. Football season is over, but the off season is here. Got a lot to talk about, but y'all smash that like button on your way in the building. We're gonna have us a nice Q&A show tonight. I'm going to get all the questions I can from you guys and handle those questions. And if we have time, I want to get into the quarterback tiers because we want to start that as well. Y'all check in the chat. Let me know you're checking in right now. What's up, Ronnie? Philip Adams, California in the house. Morales family, what it do, man? It's underscore lost. Aspen, William Asiati, oh no, William Asacia. Flick Shorts in the house. That's what's up. Ah man, Bisbee XP, Joe SARS, Kiwi Dolphin 76. What it do, man? Todd D'Ambrosio. Why is y'all shouting the Dolphins father, man? Here y'all go. Y'all coming in here with that blasphemy already? Don't do that. Jason Levely. Big Hud, PFPA in the house. G Firm, my brother in here, man. You gotta let that tool obsession go, bro. Oh man. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Y'all know the rules. This stream, first and foremost, is being powered by BetUS. Take advantage of a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, up to $2,000 using code YouTube150. If you're looking for a new sports book, BetUS is where you want to be. BetUS is not just the sports book, though. It also has live betting, race book, BetUS TV, and it also has the casino as well. The casino has plenty games. What I like the most about the casino is that you can play for real money, but you also can play for fun as well. All right, they have a lot of games where you can play for fun if you don't want to put no money in, and a lot of games where you can play if you did want to put money in. So get in on the action. They got the slots, blackjack, all of that. And again, I want to remind you all, it has where you could play for free and you could play for money. So that's solely up to you what you want to do. All right. But go ahead and check it out. Use code YouTube150. All right. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. BetUS, where you want to be, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get into it. Y'all know the rules. We're gonna have one of those nights. Let me say this before we get started. Well, let me give a few more shout outs. I see some of the homies coming up in here. JD the Great, Steve Malloy, that's the homie up in here. Todd D'Ambrosio, well, I hit him up. G Fern, my brother, know he already know. Delusional Patriots fan. Man, I see a lot of y'all coming in here. Miami Zay. All right, so here's the deal. Let's get some good questions. I don't want no fluff questions. Give me those questions that you're truly curious about and you truly want my take on. All right. Put it in the chat right now. What questions do you have for me? What questions do you have about the Miami Dolphins for TD? All right. Shout out to the homie Flick Short. Just dropped the first donation on the channel. Appreciate the love and support, man, and supporting what we do over here. And thank you, because my monetization, they tripping on it, even though they playing ads, so that ain't fair. They tripping on your boy monetization. So those who send donations, it goes a long way. Appreciate you. Flick said, love what you do, TD. You're the GOAT. Milrow to the Dolphins. I ain't opposed to Milrow. I just started watching these quarterbacks this week. I still got a lot of work to do. I ain't watching enough, so I ain't finna sit here and talk out the side of my neck. Y'all know how I do. I evaluate these guys, and I'm a tough evaluator of quarterbacks. So I'll get into it. All right. All right. All right. Put your questions in the chat. What do you think the Miami Dolphins will do about backup QB situation? What will we do about backup QB? All right, good question. All right, y'all let them rip in the chat. What would it take for the Dolphins to trade down into what pick? Uh, what would it take to trade down and what pick? That's an incomplete question, but I'll make it do what it do. All right. Um, let me see here. Will this work without Tyreek? Ooh, now that's a question. All right, now y'all asking them. Hold on, slow down now. Let me get to them. I want to get these some good ones. I like these. All right, let me see. All right, what is the most important position to address in your opinion and why? Most important position to address and why? All right, great questions, y'all. I like these. All right, TD, do you honestly believe the roster will be better than last year? Honestly, believe roster will be better. All right. Okay. Do you believe Cam Ward falls past the fifth pick? The answer is no. I ain't got to waste my time on that. Question: is there a QB in the NFL that has a weaker arm than Tua? There's some just as weak. Um, I'll just put it like that. Um, Shout out to Flicks. I'm gonna get all these questions, y'all. I'm gonna hit the super chats in just a second, right when I finish writing the questions down. I got one TD. Will Tua be disposed of if we have another failed season? Will Tua be disposed of if another failed season? All right. What are your top five draft positions you believe the Dolphins need? All right. Top five draft positions we need. All right. All right. If all fails next year, how many starters do you keep the following year? If fail again, how many starters kept? That's weird. I'll explain why that's weird because it's hard to answer. We don't need another Alabama QB. We're dread. Okay. How sure are we Jalen Wright is RB2? Good question. How sure are we Jalen Wright RB2? These are some great questions, y'all. Um, will we actually sign a competent guard? Will we sign a competent guard? I like our Q&As. Y'all ask the best questions, and I got answers for all of them. And Lino in here hating, man. Lino's scared, man. I already know. All right, let me get a few more. Uh, yeah, those cuts, June 1st designation. Forced to give a. Let me see. Will we win a playoff game? All right. Holland walk. Should we? All right, let's do 3 more, and then we'll get started. All right. Do we go after Miles Garrett? Miles Garrett. Hmm. Let's see here. 2 more. Will y'all ever win the division? I ain't answering that. Let me scroll down to the bottom. Debo, no, ain't nobody. Debo for Tyreek. Is Tua hip more important than we're told? That's a great question. Tua hip more serious than told? I'm glad you brought that up. I've been thinking about that lately. Let's see here. Tua bad year. What will Dolphins do? All right. That's enough. That's 15 questions. I know I can get more from y'all, but I got to let the show go on. All right. Before we do, Flick Short with another donation said Milrow has the arm, just doesn't use it. He's a runner. I seen it get launched. But what do you think about his accuracy, Flicks? I like the mobility, and he do got an arm. But what about his accuracy? Tell me what you think, bro. Love what you do, TD. Lying to these Fin fans daily, hater. You saw the one pick of Eagles O-line and Hurts on the Super Bowl logo and Hurts having like yards of separation in the pocket. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Send it to me when you get a chance. All right, let's do it, y'all. Let's get into it. All right, so first and foremost, first question up on the board. TD, been watching you for a minute. Respect you speaking the truth in a world full of lies. Yes, sir. All right, so question number 1. What will we do about the backup quarterback position? What will the Miami Dolphins do about the backup quarterback position, excuse me. Now, this is actually a loaded question because there's several directions the Miami Dolphins can go. Obviously, we don't have any backup quarterback at this time. No one really under contract. Skylar Thompson is now a Pittsburgh Steeler, but there's multiple options the Dolphins can go with. The first option that I like to see them explore is the free agent market first for one of the veteran quarterbacks who's been cut, who doesn't mind coming to be a backup with hopes to start, but no guarantee. And it's also a matter of if they would. And when I say these guys, I'm not talking about your typical backup. I'm talking about starters. I'm talking about guys like Russell Wilson. I'm talking about guys like Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking about guys like, even a Justin Fields. Those are the guys that I would target. Why? Because they're starters. They're just low-end starters now. Like, it baffles me when people say to themselves, oh, no, why would we want Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is better than any backup that you're going to bring in. Now, will Aaron Rodgers come to be a backup? Highly unlikely. But you never know. I just want you to target those markets, see if you can, have that conversation. If Tua gets hurt, you're the guy. If he not playing well, you're the guy. I don't know. But we have to be able to sustain at that position in the event that Tua goes down. Because part of the problem is it's not that Tua goes down, it's that he goes out for more than 2 games. Like when you have a backup, you want him to come in 1, 2, 3 max games. But when you have 4, 5, or 6 that you're missing, that's a problem. You no longer need a backup, you need a starter. Can you tell me in recent history what backup came in for more than 3 or 4 games and the team was still successful? In recent history, can you tell me when a backup came in more than 3 games, so 4, 5, 6+ games, and the team was still successful? It's one of the rarest things ever. Last I remember is Nick Foles. So yeah, that's why you actually need a starter. That's why you need a starter. Somebody said Tennessee. I'm assuming you mean Tannehill, but that wasn't due to injury. That was just purely benching. And that's what I want. I want a quarterback who can come in and actually be a starter, but has a role on the bench just waiting on his opportunity. And y'all went as far back as Matt Castle over 20 years ago, maybe somewhere around that. But that's my point. The point of the matter is it's rare. But what I don't want the Miami Dolphins to do is play these games with the Teddy Bridgewaters of the world, the Marcus Mariotas of the world, the anything like that. I don't even got time for that mess. I don't care what they saying. Trust me when I tell you. I'm hearing all this Marcus Mariota crap. Like, what's wrong with y'all? The same guy who lost his job to Tannehill? Yeah, but he'd be a solid backup. No. The man couldn't win games as a starter. Like, well, that's another thing, man. And I keep bringing this up. People got the wrong perception of a backup. Backup quarterbacks win 1 out of 3 games. If you lucky, 2 out of 4. Backup quarterbacks win 1 out of 3 games. If you lucky, 2 out of 4. Now we done seen some come in and win 3 in a row and then lose the next 7 or so. It always even out. But backup quarterbacks hover around that 40, like that 30 to 40% win rate. And here's what people don't realize. The back end starters in the NFL are below 500 or 500 at best. People don't understand this. Even the starting quarterbacks in the league, the bottom, like the rank 22 to 30, they below 500. So these people that keep on acting like, oh my gosh, we just always have bad backup quarterback play. Everybody does, with the exception of some rare occasions. King Jamie, context to everything. I'll read your chat so that I can respond to it. Jesus, TD, do you even know what you're saying? Sam Darnold is the most recent, and you say it's rare, bro. Come on, man. See, once again, y'all, once again, Sam Darnold was a starter in this league. Sam Darnold got an opportunity, and he was the starting quarterback for the entire season. He came into camp to be the backup, but he was the starter for the entire season. And they are rare. You know what? I'll do you one better. Even if it happened once every year, that's still rare. When you got 10 quarterbacks go down every year. And it don't happen every year, by the way. It doesn't happen every year. And the reality is Sam Darnold is still untapped. He's untapped potential. Don't forget where he came from, the Jets, who screw every quarterback over. And furthermore, we're talking about winning games at his bare minimum. Do you really want to have a conversation about at the end of the day, Sam still ain't going to win a Super Bowl? Still ain't good enough to win a Super Bowl? But I would take Sam Darnold as a backup quarterback, by the way, in these same standards. But he'll cost too much. Can you tell me what a Marcus Mariota has proven in this league? Marcus Mariota has never done what Sam Darnold just did. He has never done what Sam Darnold just did. King Jamie said Foles has a ring as a backup. Did you hear me say 2018? Nick Foles? I already acknowledged that. Those are the rare circumstances. Rare. Rare circumstances. And by the way, let's also not forget that even though these circumstances are rare, it's always on a loaded team that can help carry the quarterback a little. Every single time, it's always typically on a loaded team. That Eagles team was loaded with Nick Foles. And I told y'all this the other day. The backups were starters in this league. Our very own Jay Ajayi, who was rushing for 1,600 yards? We traded him to the Eagles that year, and he was the backup for the Eagles. So even if the rare occasion happens, the team is still loaded around it. So, yeah, man. I just ain't got time for this. I just can't believe I keep hearing Marcus Mariota. Like, if we missing 2 for 6 games, Marcus Mariota might get you 1 win if you lucky. And even if he do get you 2, that's 1 out of every 3. See, what people got to realize is the problem that the Dolphins have is not the backup quarterback. The problem the Dolphins have is that the starting quarterback requires our backup quarterback to play more than he should ever have to. That's the issue. 95% of teams, when they start to go out and say it's for the end of the season, they don't do nothing for the rest of the year. 95% of the time. They concede the season. So 4 out of 5 years with Tua now, we've needed a reliable backup, hasn't had it. But at some point, you got to realize it's not the backup being the issue. It's the fact that you got a starter that always requires a backup. That's the true real reality of it all. Now, if our starter was literally all pro, every MVP candidate every year, and going to AFC championships, then dang, just some bad luck. We got to deal with it. You deal with it, but that ain't the case. It's not the case. So yeah, what we gonna do about the backup situation? I want a reliable starter that nobody want to pick up, but we sit them on our bench and say, hey, as soon as something happens, it's yours for the time being. Second option is going in the draft and finding you a quarter. Listen, we're not going in the draft and picking no quarterback in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or seventh round and acting like they're our backup. I mean, we gonna act like it, but we failed again. If you go in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round and draft a quarterback and trying to make them your backup, you just failed again. Unless you just drafted Brady. You failed again. I'm going to tell you what the Dolphins really need to do for the backup position. They need to go ahead and draft a quarterback in the first and second round. And hope this guy can take over and start one day within the next few years. But that sure ain't going to be what we do. Because we got to win now. And they need that draft pick for a key piece. So, but that's what I would do. But we're living in a world where we're still believing in this same unit. So let's keep going down that road. Next question. What would it take to trade down and what pick? I don't know what it'll take to trade down if I don't even know what pick you want to trade down to. But I'll play the game with you. So say we wanted to trade down to number 2 with the Browns. What would it take? It would take pick 13. Yeah, it would take pick 13. It would take Tua. It would take Tyreek. That's it. Pick 13, Tua, and Tyreek. And you get the second overall pick. It's funny you asked that because I would do it. Because now I got Shadur Sanders and Cam Ward. I would do it. And I would do it. Because if you're going up that far, you're going to get a quarterback. Ain't no other player you're going up to get. Not that kind of capital. But that's what it'll take, a haul. Next question. Will this work without Tyreek? Now, that's the $1 million question that a lot of paid people don't want to really answer, but they do. Will this work without Tyreek? That's a simple answer. No. But at least this answer has evidence. Because it ain't working with him. It ain't even working with him. Without him. Like people think, oh, well, we'll have more balance on offense. This is true, but you know what? You ain't got no big time playmaker to just shake the defense up anymore. People don't understand what Tyreek does to defenses and how they game plan for him. Like, people don't understand that Jonnu did what he did in large because of Tyreek. People don't understand that. People think that this is addition by subtraction, and in this case, it's not. Because Tua needs a guy who can run 50-yard comeback routes, who can burn the defense so much that they running for their life to catch up, and they not looking back because they already getting beat. And Tyreek can turn around beating them and say, oh, it's going to be short. Let me stop. They don't know that. Tyreek slow down. They run right past them, and he wide open. He catches it, turn around, and then he making some juke moves. People do not understand how valuable Tyreek is to this offense, even when he not catching the football. Even when he's not productive. And I told y'all this last offseason. I said they paying Tua. And as soon as they do, you're going to see Tyreek Hill get a deal, an extension right after because they know they can't live without him. And if you see Tyreek get a deal first, that means Tua's extension on the way. And what happened? As soon as they paid Tua, they restructured and extended Tyreek, gave him more guaranteed money. It won't work without Tyreek because our quarterback need him. Our quarterback is Tyreek needy. Like, do you not realize? Look at how the offense has looked last year with Tua and Tyreek on the field and Tyreek not getting the ball. That's exactly what you can expect, but worse because defenses ain't sitting there game planning. I mean, how many times do we got to watch opposing coaches on their team social media mic'd up prepping for the Dolphins and say, we got to worry about those two receivers, nothing else. So, no, it's not going to work without Tyreek. Now, you get another quarterback, that's different. All right, next question. Most important position to address and why? You know I would say the quarterback, but they ain't going to do nothing. So let's go to something more realistic. Most important position to address in this offseason is going to be safety because you ain't even got one. The most important position you're going to need to address is the safety position because you don't even have one. That's the most important position. Yeah, we want to fix the O-line. Listen, y'all, we got to stop this tug of war, give and pull. We go fix the O-line, then we be complaining about, oh my gosh, it's secondary, man. The safety's always be something. Always something. Safety is the most important because you don't even have one. Next question. Honestly, before the roster, honestly, do I believe the roster will be better? I honestly do think the roster is going to be better if Greer does everything I told you he may do from a nuclear approach. Greer's in a tight spot because he got to win now. And if he doesn't win now, then it's over for him. And he's trying to save his job. So it makes me feel like he's about to go for broke and really just spend all the money. Future contracts, though, right? And what I mean by that is he'll go get a big time free agent, say like a 5-year, $100 million free agent, $20 million a year, right? And next year will be a $2 million cap hit. The year after that will be 6. But then the year after that, 35, like pushing the money to the future, but the next 2 years making it a low cap hit just to build the best team he can now. Even though he gonna be scratching his head in 2 years if it works. Like, oh my gosh, there's nothing I can do. Not like I screwed up. I can't afford anything. I gotta cut some great players and then take a loss. It doesn't matter because he got to do what he got to do to survive. So in my opinion, we about to have a loaded roster. Like it's gonna be unbelievable. Y'all gonna be like, look at Greer cooking, and I'm realizing what's happening. So yeah. we're gonna have a better team. Now, if he doesn't take that approach and he just like, hey, we just build like normal, it's over for him. This is his last year. It's over. It's that simple. All right. All right, we had two more super chats I want to read, and thank you for those who are showing love to this channel, donating $2, $5, whatever you can. Greatly appreciated, helping us continue to do what we do at a high level. All right, NFL refs fans with the love said, "Who cares about wins when you gotta watch Lord Tua?" That's the problem. People really feel that way. Eureka Master said, "They always say move on from Tua and get who." But they act like an above 500 backup QB is a simple fix. Yeah, that's their tactics now. It's fear mongering. All right, you want to move on to him? Who we getting? Who we getting? I done already ethered that narrative. I already ethered all of that. Who we getting? The next available quarterback, the best available. Oh, you want to go in the draft? That ain't guaranteed. Well, of course it ain't guaranteed, but we know what ain't, and that's Tua. They're not scared to find the next great thing. They don't want to because they want to see Tua succeed, and we all should, but that's the problem. All the way to the detriment of the team. They want to see it. It's bad. All right. Next question. Will Tua be disposed of if another failed season? So, um, I don't know, and here's why. If we have another failed season, we obviously gonna fire the coach and the general manager. And the new regime gonna come in and they might want to say, hey, we're gonna see 1 year of this and go from there. That way they can kill all the dead cap. They can evaluate everybody they self and then be off the hook from a financial standpoint and a team standpoint. So I can see a world where Tua has 2 more years with the Miami Dolphins. I could see that. Um, Top 5 draft positions we need. Okay. Now, these are the top 5. This doesn't mean this is what I would draft in order, right? Safety is number 1. Number 2 is defensive tackle. Number 3 is wide receiver. Number 4 is corner. Number 5 would be offensive guard. Those are the most important. Top 5 for me. No, I'm not on vacation. I'm at home, our new home, and my new office. I just ain't put nothing up, decorate nothing, or did anything yet. So you're just vibing out. If it fails again, how many starters do we keep? I couldn't really answer that question because, first of all, we're going to have some starters that we sign this year, just depend on the contract. But we know Tyreek would be gone, Armstead will be gone, Chubb would be gone, Janu would be gone. We'll start to consider moving on from Ramsey potentially. Yeah. How sure are we Jalen Wright is RB2? We're not. Let me tell you one thing the Dolphin fans do all the time, perennially. We love anointing people early, especially when they play against bad teams and they ball out. We love anointing people early. We got to have better patience. Yeah. Um, will we sign a competent guard? Yes. Remember, Chris Greer's on the hot seat. He's gonna make all like almost every move's gonna be like, yeah, like we gearing up. Will we win a playoff game? I do believe so this year. Because I think in the regular season, we're gonna win enough games to be like a top three, top four. Um, like we're gonna win our division, by the way. If we do it, I've been saying, load up. Um, yeah, we'll win a playoff game this year. Okay. Um, should we let Holland walk? Absolutely. Congratulations, you earned some money. Go. I feel like he overrated, first of all. And yeah, we'll let him walk. We can do without him at the price he's gonna be looking for. Yeah. Miles Garrett, that's a potential. Remember, we're gonna be spending every penny that we accumulate with these restructures and releases. Back end contract. Tua's hip more serious than lead. This is a good one. He could have major hip injury. They just not disclosing it. For him to be in that late season game and say he just can't go anymore on it. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Yeah, that it concerns me. That hip, remember what they were saying? They were saying weird stuff about the hip. It was like he can't get the movement he wants out of it. It's not that he's in pain. He's not in pain. He just can't get what he wants out of it. That is a major red flag. You don't just tell me a week later, oh, he's completely healed now. No, that's something that might be lingering. So, yeah, it is a concern for me. It's definitely a concern for me. We'll see next season. All right, last question. If Tua has a bad year, what do the Dolphins do? You blow it all up. You release him or trade him, and you just got to go on a quarterback hunt now and actually try to find a quarterback of the future. I just hope you don't have a bad year. That'd be devastating. I need magic this year. Back to that magic. That's what I need. But there's a world he's done for if he doesn't get it done this year. We'll see what it turns out to be. Time always tells, man. Anywho, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 15 questions answered on the Q&A. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Again, punch that like button on your way out. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. And the stream was being powered again by BetUS. Take advantage of a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, up to $2,000 using code YouTube150. All right? Supporting our sponsors and supporting the channel. Thank y'all. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Say holiday, but I'll see you tomorrow. And we'll get into how we're going to build a team. And we're also going to do quarterback tiers. Quarterback tiers is coming, all right? So get ready for that. That'll be pretty exciting. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Peace. I'm out.